Indian markets remained weak even as most global markets traded in the positive zone. Auto sector showed strong momentum after impressive quarterly numbers, while JPMorgan CEO issued a serious warning on global markets, AI valuations, and geopolitical risk. On top of that, Biocon is now very close to potential MSCI inclusion. So, let's break down all the important developments in today's post-market report. Hello everyone, welcome back to Stock Market Meridian. Today is 21st July 2026 and you're watching today's post-market report. Let's begin our video with today's market action. Today, our markets opened around yesterday's closing level but gradually come under pressure and finally ended the session in the negative zone. What is slightly concerning is that the Indian markets remain relatively weak compared to global markets, as most major global indices were trading in the positive zone today. Coming to the sectoral performance, today's major losers were PSU Banking and IT sectors. On the other hand, the chemical and auto sector emerged as the top gainers. The auto sector in particularly showed some strong momentum after some major automobile companies reported a good set of quarterly numbers today. We will discuss those results in detail in the results section of this video. Now coming to the geopolitical updates. As I already discussed in today's pre-market report, Yemen Houthis announced a naval blockade targeting Saudi Arabia around the gateway to the Red Sea. This situation continues to remain sensitive. At the same time, tensions evolving in the US and Iran are also continuing. And this latest development involving Yemen and Saudi Arabia adds another layer of uncertainty in the Middle East. So investors need to closely monitor these geopolitical developments particularly because any escalations around major shipping and energy routes could impact global crude oil prices. Now moving to the next and one of the today's most important global updates, JPMorgan CEO Jamie Dimon has issued a sharp warning regarding current markets valuation and rising global instability. Jamie clearly indicated that while he may consider buying an individual stock if he finds it to be a great investment, he is not interested in buying the broader stock market at current valuation. Interestingly, he also said that he personally would not be buying US Treasury bonds either. His major concern is that investors could be underestimating the growing combination of geopolitical and physical risk facing global markets. Also, Jamie highlighted several major risks, including ongoing conflicts in the Middle East and Ukraine, rising US-China tensions, increasing military expenditure, and expanding government deficits. According to the Jamie, even if markets have already priced in some of this risk, investors may still not be prepared for what actually happens if one of these situations significantly escalates. He warned that a sudden market inflection point is still possible. So, when the head of one of America's largest banks remain cautious about deploying capital into the both broader stock markets and bonds at current valuation, it serves as an important reminder for investors. Now let's move to today's important companies specific updates. The MSCI August 2026 review cutoff windows has officially started and currently Biocon is one of the key broadline stock on the radar. Based on day one of the cutoff period, Biocon reportedly missed the MSCI inclusion threshold by approximately 2.4%. However, there is still an important level investors need to watch. If Biocon trades comfortably above approximately 447 rupees and MSCI selects day 2 has its cutoff date, and the stock could potentially improve its change of qualifying for index inclusion. Historically, MSCI tends to select the cutoff date during the initial days of its observation window. The important dates are cutoff window starts at July 20th to July 31st, official announcement on August 13th at around 3:30 am IST, and effective date will be on August 31st. So, the 447 level will be an important level to monitor for Biocon during this cutoff window. If the company eventually qualified for MSCI inclusion, it could potentially attract significant passive foreign institutional flows. And before moving further, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Every morning before the market opens, I upload detailed pre-market report and every evening after the market close, I bring you a complete post-market report. So if you don't want to miss any important market updates, make sure to subscribe to Stock Market Meridian and press the bell icon. Now let's continue with another update. Glenmark Pharmaceutical has achieved an important regulatory milestone for its specialty portfolio in United States. the US FDA has approved the expanded use of Glenmark's nasal spray for pediatric patients aged 6 to under 12 years. Following this approval, this medicine can now be used in the United States for both adults and children aged between 6 years and above. This medicine is a combination of nasal spray used for treating symptoms associated with seasonal allergy. This approval is particularly important because Denmark has transitioned towards a direct-to-market commercialization model in the US, which would help the companies capture better margins and strengthen the growth of its respiratory specialty portfolio. So overall, this is a positive development for Glenmark Pharma. Next update is the chairman of State Bank of India has reaffirmed SBI's structural support for SBI Life Insurance. SBI will continue selling SBI Life Insurance product through its massive nationwide branch network. The SBI chairman highlighted the confidence that bank has in distributing its own subsidiaries insurance products directly through SBI branches. This is an important development for SBI Life because its bancassurance network through SBI remains one of its biggest distribution strengths. Continuing with this single partner model could help protect SBI Life from competitors' product while supporting lower distribution cost and its long-term value of new business margins. So overall, this is a positive structural development for SBI Life. Now let's move to today's important quarterly results. Starting with the Bajaj Auto, revenues and EBITDA improved both on year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. Net profit also improved on yearly basis but declined sequentially on quarter-on-quarter basis. However, there is an important reason behind this quarterly decline. The previous quarter's net profit included a one-time fair value remeasurement gains of approximately 953 crore rupees related to its European holdings. So the sequentially comparison of net profit is affected by these one-time exceptional gains in the previous quarter. Coming to the margins, net profit margins declined both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter. Meanwhile, EBITDA margins improved year-on-year but declined on quarter-on-quarter. So, considering the impact of one-time gains in the previous quarter, Bajaj Auto's overall operating performance looks satisfactory, particularly on year-on-year basis. Moving to the TVS Motor results, TVS Motor reported a very strong set of quarterly numbers. Revenues, EBITDA, net profit, and margins all showed strong improvement on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter basis. This indicates strongly underlying business momentum, and this strong performance was also one of the major reasons behind today's positive momentum in auto sector. So overall, TVS Motor delivered a strong set of results. Next, Adani Total Gas Company reported a weak set of quarterly numbers. Revenues increased on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter, but the remaining major financial parameters including EBITDA, net profit and margins showed significant weakness on both year-on-year and quarter-on-quarter comparisons. So overall, despite revenue growth, the deterioration in profitability and margins makes this a disappointing set of results from Adani Total Gas. Now moving to the next Adani Energy Solutions results, the company reported a blockbuster set of quarterly numbers. Revenues, EBITDA, net profit and margins all improved on both yearly and quarterly basis. Importantly, the company's performance also beat market expectations. So overall, Adani Energy Solutions delivered a strong set of results. Finally, let's look at Granules India results. Granules India's revenues, EBITDA, net profit and margins improved on year-on-year basis, indicating healthy improvement comparison to same period last year. But on a quarter-on-quarter basis, these major financial parameters declined. So sequentially, the numbers look slightly disappointing, but from a year-on-year perspective, the business continues to show strong momentum. So overall, Granules India's results are strong on year-on-year basis, but relatively weak on sequential basis. And that's all for today's post-market report. I will see you again in tomorrow morning with another detailed pre-market report before the market opens. Until then, thanks for watching. Signing off. Bye bye. Jai Hind.